how I explain that. 15 bales in that one paddock down the road. There was 26. Got some chocolate. Let's go mowing. Oh, that could have been really, really bad. I've just made this new gate. Check this out. Find out tomorrow. Just a bit of advice. Keep out of the way of the bigger fellas and you should be just fine. Make friends with the ladies. Good afternoon, everybody. In fear of sounding like a broken record, I'm gonna go cut some more silage. But what a great problem to have. Like, I've got to continually cut and cut and cut. Yeah, we got heaps of bales. And there's heaps more to come. The season is just a little too good to be true. It's got me worried about what's gonna happen. Around the corner. Maybe it's gonna stop raining and it'll just go stupidly dry or something like that. Just, yeah, what's around the corner? So I've been mindful not to go on and on about silage because, yeah, everyone's probably getting sick of saying it and just having such a good time cutting so much grass. But the spreader off, we did have 5 mils of rain. Oh, did we have that much? Maybe not that much, but a little bit, enough to wash the urea in. Got good soil moisture, so should have good response. Grass is still growing really well, which is good. Now that we're coming into mid-November, a bit of touch and go and just trying to manage residuals, trying to get it down low so that it's nice leafy material to come back up. And of course, another way to do that is to let the paddock go on a little bit and then mow it for silage in our case. Or you can top it after the cows have been in if they've left too much. Or see a lot of New Zealand guys do it and they mow before pre-grazing mowing, where yeah, they'll just eat what's been cut essentially. Like with anything, there's always so many different ways to do it, and this year I have set a little goal to not top too much because I just find that it's just like it's time consuming. It's hard on the mower. They're not really designed for that. Like if I had a mulcher or some specific pasture topper, it'd be better. But yeah, mainly the time component and just burning diesel. Just try and let the cows do the job that they were made to do. And this paddock that I'm about to go mow, well, it's 2 paddocks that are underneath the pivot, and the last grazing we left too much residual, and I knew that by the time they'd come back in there again, it was going to be worse. So, because I don't want to pinch the cows, I want to be fully feeding them as much as they possibly can within reason, so that I'm not doing a terrible job at grazing. This is my answer to that. To just, yeah, silage it, and then we're in mid-November, so it'll probably be 4 to 5 weeks before we're back on there. It's a little bit slower to come back than these other paddocks that have just been grazed normally. Just that's the way it goes. But before all that, I've got to move some bales. Now it really does seem like I am repeating everything I do, but I need to put these new soft hands on, and I was going to move the bales over the other side of the dairy, because obviously we did a couple of paddocks there last video. What did we do? I think we did 26 down there and 29 up there. And so I'm trying to keep them all separate because I'd like to test them, like feed test them all individually, just to see what sort of difference we've found with quality. Here's the original 200 from Nook, and then over the back there is the little patch of 29 that we did the other day. I just want to try and sort of stack them or row them up a little bit nicer and just to take up a little less room. I wasn't expecting to get quite as many bales as what we're getting, so we're taking up a lot more room. Ah, tea's ready, is it? Right, I'll be right there in a second. Alright, fueled up, loaded up, got some chocolate. Let's go mowing. Alrighty, paddock 38. What was this? This was potatoes a couple of years ago, and we drilled it in with a product called Triple Treat, which was a couple of Italians and an annual ryegrass, or ryegrasses. And as you can see, like it, almost up towards my knee. A lot of the annuals would have faded out of it now, but now it's just left with the Italians, which you should get sort of 2, 3, maybe 4 years some of the time, depending on the seasons that it has during the dry seasons. Yeah, but as you can see, it's got away. So it's this paddock and paddock 37 over there, both 2 hectares each. We should be able to get a mow in about an hour and a half. Start dropping. Start dropping. Well, we're off to a terrible start. Did I check it beforehand? Might have done. The very last disc doesn't have any blades on it. I didn't hit anything, I didn't hear anything. So that's what it's supposed to look like. The blade at the end, blade at the end. This one here, no blades. Where'd they go? Jeez. Luckily it's not that big of a deal when I've got this tool. It's just a quick release blade. Put it in under there, jimmy it down, put the blade in. Ta-da! That's what it's supposed to look like, but obviously it didn't. That is called a quick release blade, obviously, because you don't have to do any bolt or do or undo bolts. A lot easier, a lot nicer. Anyway, let's try again. Whoa, 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 that could have been really, really bad. Let's put it across the other side. Less of a worry now. Much better. Note to self, check the blades before you start the paddock. I'm not sure if the blades were on there. Can't remember what paddock I did last. Yeah, try again. Let's get this paddock revved up. So I had all the great intentions of moving all the bales into a nice little row. But as you saw, I got called away for tea, and that was very important to get there back for tea. So tonight I've started doing a wee bit more. So this is what it should look sort of stacked up, whereas that it's just all gobbledygook. Yeah, so I just spend an hour or so just trying to tidy it all up, ready, because tomorrow we will bale that paddock there that I cut the other day, so we'll need a bit more room. I've got to admit my bale estimations have been all up the creek. What did I say to Dad? I thought there'd be 15 bales in that one paddock down the road. There was 26. Obviously with this lot from Nook, I said I think 180, there was 267. So I'm going to do another estimate for those 2 paddocks over there. Hopefully I'll get a little bit closer on the mark. It's 4 hectares, and I reckon there's 80 bales. Find out tomorrow. Woo. We're all good. We're all good. That's not. Yeah, bugger. The silage, we need it sort of wrapped up tight. As soon as the air gets in there, that's when it spoils. Alrighty then, time to go raking. Maybe could have done the baling last night. It did blow all day and things were pretty dry. So it's only 9 o'clock and I'm going to go rake the paddock now. Not sure where Dad is, whether he's coming sort of about lunchtime. His paddock all wrapped up. Then I'll have to cut the bales back to Frank, and then it'll be time to milk, and yeah, it'll be just another little busy day. Fantastic. Finished up stacking those bales around, and I reckon at a real uneducated guess we've grabbed another 20% of the area that was covered already. So if we get about 70 to 80 bales here today, we're pretty much covering that area. So essentially we haven't lost anything. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's just to say that stacking away nice and tightly in a row saves space, which is pretty self-explanatory. I don't know why I explained that. Dad's been baling. He was only like an hour behind me. So we got less bales than I thought. Well, but I did do just a cool party trick. I've just made this new gate. Check this out. It's a 90-degree gate, like just in case, you know, you want to close a little animal in there. That's, yeah, pretty cool, eh? I may or may not have Just been caught on the rear bale there and just bent it all the way around. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Now it's more like 110 degrees. Now I'm just trying to get these bales rode up for Frank to come and wrap. That's why I need to make all this room to try and find somewhere to put everything. It sort of gets a little bit cramped and awkward after a little while. Where am I going to drop these? Think, Josh, think. End up only making 50, so I don't know what's going on with my bale estimation. Usually I'm a lot closer than this. I can't remember what I said. Might have been 70 or 80 bales. Way off. 4 hectares, 50 bales. That's only 12 and a half bales per hectare. It's half of what Nook was. Half. But these paddocks had been grazed on the first round and I skipped them on the second round. Post calving. So, farming. Ups and downs. Good, bad, the ugly. Well, this is the ugly. 2 days ago, we had 2 bulls, 2 of the Frisians, both come up with some pretty big issues. One bull over in the paddock over there has done something with his hip, or he's pinched a nerve or something, and he's sort of struggling to walk. So unfortunately, we're probably going to have to put him down the next day or two, because he just can't move and can't get around, which is pretty sad. And the second bull on the same day came into the dairy and stood at the platform, and unfortunately the appendage that he needs to do his job wasn't sitting the way it should be, and unfortunately yeah, it appears as though he's broken. So he's broken as well. So we've lost 2 bulls in the space of 1 day 2 days ago. So I called my livestock agent as quick as I could, and we've organised these 2 fellas. So these 2 guys are 2 years old and they've come from about 100 k's that way, and they have the equipment to do what they need to do. So we're going to introduce them to the cows tonight. Should do the trick. Yeah, we can't really afford to have not enough bulls. It's important that we get the cows in calf as quickly as we can. So if we don't have enough, not all of the cows will be seen to. So hopefully that will resolve it. They seem young, energetic, and quiet. In reality, I did have another option, and there's 2 Murray Greys just there. We could have put them in, but at the end of the day, I want the first round of calves to be the dairy ones. Yeah, I wanted to find some others, and luckily we did. But that was the plan B, to put the Murray Grey bulls in. But we're working with plan A, which is great. Righto boys, just a bit of advice. Keep out of the way of the bigger fellas and you should be just fine. Make friends with the ladies. That's the important one. She seems excited. So I got to admit, I was umming and ahhing about whether to explain about what happened with those other bulls, but I think it's in the best interest I do, just to be open about it, that yeah, it's not all perfect sunshine and rainbows. It's sometimes a bit sad that things don't always go to plan, and yeah, that those other 2 bulls didn't quite work out, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, that's how unfortunately it goes sometimes. And I think that will do for today's video. I wasn't probably thinking about finishing it up like this to do with the bulls. I didn't know that was going to happen, but that's how it goes sometimes with farming. Thanks guys for watching. See you again soon. Bye.